Hello to all my single, sassy, sexy mummies. How are you doing out there? Hope you're all doing amazing. And if you're not having the best of days, it will get better. All right, so going straight into this, another episode of what I wish I knew before having a child. So this is like the teenage level now, because I have a whole 13-year-old who's slowly turning into a fully grown man. And one of the things I wish I knew is that he would get so smart enough to give me answers back that I really don't know the answer to give back to. So basically, let me explain it. One of the things I'm getting him to do is something that I got from Marissa Peers, who is a therapist. I can't remember the sort of therapy she does, but I'll put a link down below. And she says that whenever she's had, let me open the door, I'm feeling hot. Whenever she has had young boys in her office, like of teenagers who haven't had their dad around, maybe their mum's had another child, they're feeling very angry, they're feeling left out, blah, blah, blah. One of the things she always tells the boys to do is to think of, if their dad was around, what is it they would like their dad to say? And what is it that, if they were around, what is it they wish they could hear? Sorry. Just check that little hair out. Yeah, so my son does extracurricular activities at home, and I've set them so they're things that in the future they're going to help him in the long run. So one of the things that I've added is that he needs to write down questions to his dad, because there may be a day where he meets him and it's going to be awkward. It's going to be very awkward. For one, my son is autistic and he's already shy. And two, from what I can remember about his dad, I'm sure he was a little autistic too, and he's also very shy. Yeah, so I just thought, okay, if that does happen in the future, I want him to be prepared for it. So for each of his extra activity works that he has to do at home, he gets paid. And so I added this to the list as well. And he hated it. He did not want to do it at all, which made it even clearer to me that this is something that he needs to do. So he has to write down 10 questions that he would like to ask his dad. And he only got up to writing 9. And so I explained to him, okay, now for the 10th question, I want you to write down what you would like your dad to say to you. His face was like, nope, not having it. He was like, nothing. I wouldn't want to say nothing to him. This me, okay, you're saying that now, but if he was around, he was like, well, he hasn't been around and he's never been around. I've lived my entire life without him, so why would I want him to say anything to me? And I'm sitting there like, good point. Obviously, I didn't say that, but in my head, I'm like, it's true though. It really is true. So it took me a minute to think of an answer back. And I think I said something along the lines of, what did I even say to him to get him to, so to get him to write it, I had to bribe him with an extra 20p on his earnings that he'd get for his extracurricular work. And I was just saying to him, there must be certain things that you've wanted to hear from your dad. Like if you did see your dad and he was in your life, you would want to hear him say, I love you, or I'm proud of you, or how was school today, or do you want any advice about man stuff? And so in the end, he did write down, if my dad was around, I would like to hear from him that he loves me. And when he read it out, his face looked so shy and embarrassed, and it was just so cute. But yeah. Okay, so the point of this was when I was trying to tell him why he should write it, and the answer he gave back to me as to why he shouldn't write it. Yeah, your teenagers will have you stumped at times. They're not stupid. And if you're raising yours any like, and if you're raising your child to think for themselves and to be quite independent, like I'm trying to do with mine, there are going to be times when you have certain conversations and they're going to give you some comebacks that you didn't expect happening. You didn't expect at all. So yeah, just something to be prepared for. because I think there's going to be a lot more times now where I'm just going to actually have to agree with him. If he does make a point, and it's a good, valid point, instead of trying to rubbish it away just so he does what I say, I'm going to have to agree with him, but still explain my standpoint of why I want him to do what he's doing. So right now, he's not going to understand that by him writing things to his dad, or even just things that he'd want to hear from his dad, that's going to help his mental, because I know he's going through some serious changes. Even just with the way that he speaks about his dad presently, as if he doesn't care about, he said it, he said he doesn't care, he doesn't love this man, he doesn't want to know this man. But I think the opposite is true for all of that. There's probably a big part of my son that would love to meet his dad, who would love to have his dad in his life on a regular, consistent basis, who would love to hear his dad saying, I love you. He would love to hear that, but he's going through his things and he's dealing with it, I'm sure, the best way he knows how. I haven't been through what he's going through, so there's only so much advice I can give. But if you are in my situation, just try and find the answers. We're in 2023 now. You have no excuse. We have Google. And there's so many other ones. What about Ecosha? All these new search engines that are coming out and everything. But yeah, I'm just trying to do the best that I can do. And just a warning for you mummies who are going to have teenagers soon, they will give you answers that will have you stumped. But I hope that has helped somebody out there. And as always, if you have any advice for me, please leave it down below. I'm always open to learn. I don't know everything. I've only been doing this for 13 years and I've only had one version of a child to do it with. And yes, have an amazing day. And as always, be the best that you can be. You're doing an amazing job. Bye.